Well, hello, and welcome back. And notice that the background is blinding white today because I have the garage door open and the sun is shining and it's a beautiful day. So that's that. And hold on here. Oh, whoops, we don't have... There you go. There's your music. Now you should have music. I was like, what's coming out of my speakers? The music was coming out of my speakers because I didn't have audio hijack running. Okay. What do we got going on? So, hello everybody, I'm AJ O'Neill. We're going to be working on, we got a Quickbooks API demo, and I've got it running here, and you can see. Maybe I should put a link to the demo. I don't think the demo is going to be up forever, but let's do this. I'm just going to go into settings here, and I'm just going to add, oh, wait, this is not where you add this anymore. Now you add it here. Okay, so this is at Intuit demo.duckdns.org, I think is where I've got it. Let's check on that. All right, yeah, so here we are. So here's Quickbooks Demo. You can click on sign in with Quickbooks, and then it's going to want me to sign in. I don't know if I can sign in. Yeah, I can't sign in here because I'm not signed in here. Let's see. Maybe I will sign in. Brr. Okay, I'll sign in just for the sake of being able to do this here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to bring this back up. All right, verification code is 021226. There we go. Okay, cool. So here we are. If I want to look at user info, I can. If I want to look at profit and loss statement, I can. This is for a sandbox business. So I can look at some other stuff. I can't look at this one because I don't know why. Permissions, something or other. I don't know if you've got to get special approval to be able to see that or what it is. Okay, and sorry, something popped up. My computer is being whiny because some reason. Hold on. Just a second here. I don't know what it's talking about. Seems like it worked. Okay. So anyway, that's the demo. So I've got it hooked up. You can see the code here. It's not very much code. It's just a couple of routes. Actually, might want to move the routes to the top. Think about that. A bunch of functions and a couple of routes at the top. Or at the bottom. Anyway. Before we get too far along, let's go ahead and have a quick word from our not a sponsor, not at all a sponsor, but Pepsi, feel free to contact me. I'd love to, get paid to drive people your way. Pop top, my friends. Have a quick sip. So sweet to open focus. It's such a good day to do it too. Sometimes it's just better to get on the stream and just start working because, I'm thinking about, oh, am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? Okay. Now I'm just doing. That's the most important thing, is just to do. Okay. So, yeah. So I've got this here. This is all vanilla JavaScript. There's no libraries. Well, actually, there is Express. There's .env. It kind of doesn't count. There's Express. There's root request, which is just replacement for request. An async router, that should not be ISC. Do not like ISC. That should be, I don't know why. Oh, when I created this, it should be license and license. That's the way I like to have it. Let's see, does it have a license file? It does have a license file. Yeah. I don't know why it doesn't at least, just look at title of your license file. I'll have to fix that. No big deal. But let me just go ahead and I prefix that package. So that's me. So these are root packages. So I am root. And I prefixed request with that root because it's the same as request. It's just doesn't have any dependencies. It does what it's a more or less drop-in replacement for request, but without any dependencies. And it works in the browser too now. And then async router, it's mentioned in the README. This was forked from somewhere else. The maintainer never responded with the pull request for the bug fixes, and so I just put it there. My goal is eventually, I don't know if goal is kind of a strong word, but I would like to only use my own code and not use anybody else's code, and just have small and simple fixes for things. Express is something that's so large that I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that. But, well, whether or not it's smart is up for debate, but I think so. Yeah, because there's so much just crap out there, and it grows exponentially. Now, I don't think that everybody should necessarily write all of their own code, but what I want to do, I'm kind of working on a language, and I want to write my code that fits inside that language. Kind of it's kind of hard to explain. But basically, I want small and simple things that I can rely on, and I want other people to see, because it's always a mark of quality when you look at some project and you see that most of the dependencies are scoped under one or two organizations. That lets you know that they care, that they're making sure that their stuff is going to work and that they understand the ins and outs of it. I also want to get that the .env is one of those things. I don't know. Maybe it's very, very simple to do what .env does. And the author does not want to follow the .env format. He wants to follow the any file format. And so he doesn't want to do things that aren't compatible with an any file. And that just doesn't make sense because it's called .env. It's not called .any. If he wanted it to be an any file, then but anyway, he grabbed the name .env and then usurped it to not be a real .env. And there's a bunch of complaints about really simple things that he won't fix that people have submitted patches for and stuff because he doesn't want it to be .env compatible. .env is already a standard that existed. He did not create it. It's the same. The Ruby people created it, and it makes sense. And why he had to subvert it is kind of frustrating. Anyway, so I want to make an @root.env that is the real .env for JavaScript. Okay. So what's up, homeless? Okay. Let me see. What was I going to do? I was going to say, oh yeah, just sure, update license in package.json. So I don't know what GitHub Packages is for. I don't think I've ever used it. I don't know why it would be useful. I'm guessing it's not for any of the languages that I work in, because the languages that I work in, Zig, Rust, Go, Node, they all support Git. So there's no, actually, I'm not sure about Zig. I mean, I think it does. It must. That would be stupid for it not to. But, all modern languages support Git, so there's no need to have a package system. NPM is redundant. NPM is it's just a branding / marketing ploy, because you should never have had to have used npmjs.org or npmjs.com. That should never have had to happen. It should have just been copy and paste the Git URL and use the Git tags and the Git versions. Git already supplies all these things. We don't need it redone. But I honestly, I don't know what GitHub Packages is for. I don't know what it's trying to accomplish. I don't know what languages it works for. I don't know what it does. I don't know why you'd want to use it. I use GitHub releases. But I don't use GitHub Packages. Oh, apparently that didn't need the backslash there. Okay. So anyway, the point of what I'm doing here is that I've got some very, very simple code. In fact, I should simplify some of it on the browser side. There's a little tiny bit that I can simplify on the browser side that I should simplify on the browser side. But we're gonna convert this over to LibAuth. So I'm going to go in the other window here real quick and see if I need to check this out. What's going on? There we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, Joe Neal here. I'm working on QuickBooks stuff. I think, let's see. Need a small LibAuth project. Ryan, where are you? Ryan, I need you. Ryan's my buddy that was working on this project with me a little bit. So I'm going to go to... All right, so here's the JavaScript version. I need to get this documentation up to date. This thing is so close to being ready for release. This is a project that I've had various iterations of it over the years, and I finally come to what I think is as close to perfection as you can get. And it's probably, well, it's not irrelevant because we still don't have, I mean, most people are, there's nothing else better than Passport that I'm aware of. And Passport isn't really great, you know, for Node.js. It's not very Node-like. Anyway, so I have this QuickBooks Auth is going to follow kind of like the GitHub Auth. Let me see if I've got the example with GitHub in here. Okay, and GitHub Auth 2-sided. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. We're just going to dig into some code that I already have, which is where this is going to get deployed anyway. And I am going to... No, I don't have the GitHub Auth there, do I? I've got the Google Auth there. I need to look at the GitHub Auth. Okay, so we have utils, we have plugins, we have middleware. Is it under plugins, maybe? There we go. Auth2 GitHub. This is what I need to look at. So basically, I need to copy and paste this, but I need to change it to be not just GitHub. Or maybe I can use the OpenID Connect. I can't use OpenID Connect because they don't follow the spec for their discovery file. Yeah, so I'm going to have to do the OAuth2 style stuff, I think. Oh yeah, the shot's overexposed because I've got the garage door open. Yeah, I can tone it down a little bit. But that's raw daylight coming in. Okay, there we go. And it's fluctuating because as a cloud passes, it goes down and then the sun comes back out. But yeah. Yeah, it's natural light. So my office is in the garage. So you can see all the tools over there. There I got my standing desk treadmill thing that I don't use as much as I wish I did. And then, yeah, so that's actually a screen. You can't see, but there's this right here, that black line, that's the stand for the screen. So the screen is right here, and then the wall and the garage door over here, but it's overexposed. Yeah, normally I do purple light. That's I have these lights over here I turn on, and then they shine purple on the screen, and then so many people think that my walls are painted purple, which I think is hilarious. Good. Wear the Captain Obvious hat. That's great. Okay. So I've got this here. And I'm going to have to take a look. I got to take a look at another one. It's been so long. I wish I had just finished this. I always wish I finished things. You never regret finishing something. I don't think. But you'll often find yourself in these situations of, well, I got this mostly done, and then I never just took the last couple of steps to finish it. Ah, crap. Well, obviously this is not good. Interesting. What is this from? August 25th, 2021. Pretty sure I've worked on this since then. I wonder if I was doing... What was I in the middle of? I hate that. I hate that so much. What was I in the middle of? So let's do env.js.back. Just add .back on everything. Obviously, it's not what's deployed, so it doesn't matter. I think the production one is literally called production. What else we have .back here still? Oh, okay, so that was nothing. And this is nothing. Okay, cool. So, mostly nothing. Oh, look! If it isn't the latest commit from Mr. Hackdan himself. Alright, so what was going on here? I think it was a link in the README. Or, resolve a dead link. Alright, look. You have a cold. Okay? Maybe you have the flu. People need to stop calling it COVID. It just needs to stop. You do not have a disease. You don't. You don't have a disease unless you went into the hospital and you were diagnosed by a doctor. And if you were diagnosed by a doctor with a pneumatic disease, it doesn't mean that it's COVID. Because not all pneumatic diseases are COVID. But, you know, maybe you actually are recovering from actual COVID. Maybe you really did go see your doctor and you really were diagnosed with a pneumatic disease and he really did determine. Yes, but an antigen and PCR test, first, well, that's, yeah. But that has nothing to do with disease. Disease is something that is diagnosed by a doctor. It's like, for example, if you buy a car, you have a title. But having a title for a car does not mean the car is registered. In order to register a car, you have to go to the state officials, you have to present the title, and then you are given registration. So you can't just go out and buy a car and then tell someone, oh, I registered a car today. No, you bought a car. You didn't register a car. That's my argument about the D part. Yes, anybody can catch a variety of strains of coronavirus. Yes, there are now, a dozen strains of coronavirus that cause pneumatic disease. But in order to have COVID, you would have to have caught one of the strains of coronaviruses that is recent and that causes pneumatic disease. You would have had to get pneumatic disease, and then you would have had to have a doctor diagnose you with pneumatic disease, because the doctor would have to examine your lungs and determine that the state of failure is advanced to a disease state. It's like, you get a paper cut, you don't say, oh, I amputated my finger this morning. Because you didn't amputate your finger, you got a paper cut. Likewise. Anyway, I just got over some sort of sickness that was pretty bad last week. I think it was probably corona. Uh-oh, Angel. You don't believe in official diagnoses? We won't get into that. That's not what this channel's for. You can argue with me if you like. But it is a pet peeve of mine when people use superlative terms for something that does not describe the thing, or just generally use words wrong. And I know that the entire world is using that word wrong. And most people don't know what a disease is. So you don't know that diseases have to be diagnosed, but yeah. That's why we have HIV is the virus and AIDS is the disease. You don't contract AIDS, you contract HIV, and almost everyone who gets HIV, it will develop into AIDS if not treated. But if it's treated, then it doesn't develop into AIDS, and you just have HIV and you take 100 medications a day. But AIDS is the point which your immune system has become so deficient. So if you get your white blood cell count back up by taking enough medication, then you don't actually have AIDS. Because AIDS is the disease that is caused by HIV. And technically speaking, you should, like pneumonia, for example, pneumonia could be from a bacteria or a virus. So pneumonia is really non-specific. Anyway, okay, moving on. Sorry for that rant. It's the programmer in me. Yeah, take the vacation. All right, let's see. Fetch. Prod. Wait, did I stash? Okay, what did I do wrong here? Probably a lot of things. It's saying it doesn't like the untracked files. Okay, well, let's get rid of them then. Or I think there's a world of difference between, okay, June 7th, 2022. This is the long-lived branch of the ages. This is a project that, again, just didn't finish. But now I've got two branches of it, and who knows which one's what, but prod is the workingest one. Okay. So I need to look for. This may be this might be totally the wrong thing. Hold on. I think. Oops. I think there's a Bliss API. I think that's what I need to look for. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay, here we go. Much better. All right, let's go ahead and pull this. And then what branches do I have here? That was September 4th of last year. What's this one? October 2nd. That comes after September 4th. And then git checkout prod. And here we have add token, refreshing, and log out. Yes. Okay. So not quite a year ago. This is where we need to be. This is where I need to find... what do I need to find? I need to find LibAuth index. So GitHub. Where is my GitHub stuff? This one's old. I think I have a better, more up-to-date example. Okay. Dang it. I wanted to use my GitHub OAuth as a springboard for this, but that may not work out the way that I'd hoped. Okay, there's got to be... All right, here we go. Boom. User, no, example, server. Okay, server. I only use GitHub on this one. And then it looks like I just used their email here. Okay. All right, well, this project is a project that I was using the GitHub auth in. I thought there was another project I was using the GitHub auth in, but meh. We'll just soldier on here. And I'll have to... create something similar, but for... Oh, excuse me, but for QuickBooks. Let's see. What I'm going to do is there is a fork of this that I think should be up to date. View existing forks. Here we go. Yeah, see, I still got the cough. Because it was pretty heavy. I mean, just one day I thought, okay, I got a little tickle in my throat, and the next day I went home early from work because I was just fuzzy-headed and all that. And then the next day I'm hacking and hacking and hacking. Or no, the next day I just slept through the day, and then the next day I'm just hacking and coughing, and then I was better. You know, I'm better now. But it's probably going to take a month. Typically, it seems like whenever I get this, which I think is a form of a bacteria or virus that is related to pneumonia, but I get colds like this frequently. They just don't always take me out in terms of, you know, just needing to sleep all day. But I think that I may suffer from secondhand smoke as a child because my parents smoked a lot. I think that might be why my lungs always seem to have been bad. I've caught pneumonia officially diagnosed twice. Once, I believe, was the original corona before they blew it up. because it was in February and then the blowing up started in March, I think. And then a time before that. And I think I've had it before too. It just, yeah. So I think that undiagnosed, I think I've had pneumonia probably several times. Okay, so I've got this one. Got the LibAuth branch. Oh gosh, look at that. How many commits are in here? 99. Take one down and pass it around, huh? Okay. So this is what it was like before, and this is what it's like now. For better or for worse? See, I need some sort of way to kind of wrap this up so it looks similar to what it looked like before, where it, or auto-generate this stuff. Because it's just a lot of copy and paste boilerplate. That's what it is. All right. Well, let me see what I can do here. OIDC session, OIDC. Okay. Oh, right. This wants you to... What? So this is going to be QuickBooks sign-in. It's really frustrating because they say that it is OIDC, but it is not. Or I guess this would be Intuit. Because it's an Intuit sign-in and QuickBooks is one of the products. So, Dan, other than enjoying vacation, what else are you up to? Mandatory vacation. OAuth2, and this would be... Bah, humbug. How did I do it with... I do want to check and see how I did it with GitHub. Did I just call it GitHub? GitHub.com. So this one I'm not sure what to call it because their domains are all over the place. So if we go back and we look at the original, the demo that I have here, we look at the example.env. So they've got api.intuit.com, they've got platform.intuit.com, they've got accounts.platform.intuit.com, they've got developer.intuit.com. And it's just so in production they do support OpenID, I think, but in development they don't. So it's just, it's kind of wonky. Hold on, I need to go open the door so I can hear if baby cries. And one more thing. No temperate today. I also decided to open the screen door. Okay. All right, so Intuit. We're just going to rename everything from Google to Intuit real quick. Let me just go do that. Google, Intuit, boop. And then I need to do the same thing again, but we'll do capital G, capital I, nothing. Okay, great. And then it is not accounts. But we're just going to go with Intuit.com because I don't know which one should be classified as their official address otherwise. Okay, and then we need to rename this from OIDC to OAuth2 because it is not OIDC. I wonder, I guess, because the whole point of OIDC is that everything is auto-discoverable. It's known ahead of time. So maybe I could modify my OIDC library to have a non-standard option to be able to supply a custom discovery URL, even though that's already what you do, because the whole point of OIDC is that it's URL driven. Ah. Okay. All right, so we don't know where that is. We don't have these things. All right, so do I have these things like this for the GitHub bits? I don't think that I updated them. Let me go check this out real quick. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Oh. Oh yeah, I still need to update the cookie defaults. Let's see. Okay, clean up stray characters. move dev-deps to dev-deps. I think that meant that to be move deps to dev-deps. Anyway. All right. Got plugins and then OAuth2 GitHub. And what does this come with? Apparently, I need to move my errors package out into just LibAuth errors. Okay. Exchange code, redirect token. So a lot of the same things. But, okay, let's take a look at the OIDC Google one. Is this also has a create and it returns similar methods? But this one's wrapped because OIDC is pretty much going to be the same between them all. So I think I have LibOIDC here. And just the options change, but otherwise it stays the same. So I might want to update this. I might want to take the time to update this now to support. Let's see, I got the OIDC there. What? What? Hold on. This, what? It's requiring itself. That doesn't make any sense. Probably came from somewhere else, and it just happens to work because, okay. Alright. That's kind of funny. So it is literally requiring itself because this is the file that's OIDC. So if we just get rid of that, this still works just fine. Oh, I hate going back to code that I haven't touched in months. It always sucks, every time. It never doesn't suck to go back to old code. Okay. All right, here we go. So we do have this nice pattern at the end of it all. What I need to do is put a description above each of these. Okay, well known. Git config issuer. See, then I need a discovery path. See, this is what sucks here, right? So now I need an optional discovery path. So then we would do, you know, if not discovery path, then discovery path equals like this. And then you do discovery path like that. Okay, git config. And what does this return? This returns. So then we need to define a type for OIDC. Should we type it like this? Okay. Do we already have an OIDC config type here somewhere? Typedef OIDC. There we go. All right. So then we would need @prop, and then we gotta do all these things. So let's just go look at the Google one real quick. Oops. I need a JSON to JS doc. We need this. Transform tools. Yay! It exists. Okay, I'm putting this in my presentation for JS with types. All right, so given this, cool. So it's a little bit different than the way I like to do it, but it works. So we're going to type this as OIDC config, and I'm just going to change all property. Well, we'll leave it as property, but I think we don't need that object there. I think that object is misleading, because you would think from this that you're taking something as a base object and you're extending it, and that's not what this does. And there's no other, for this syntax, there's no other valid thing to put in here. So just removing it seems to make the most sense. Now, in most of my code so far, I've had that there. But from now on, I'm not going to put it there anymore because of that reason that I just stated. The other typedef that you can do, there's two other typedefs that you can do. Okay, so you can do typedef like this, which is an object. You're typedefing an object, but you cannot extend an existing object with that type. That would make sense. The way you extend an existing object is you would give it something like this. OIDC config, let's say like this. You could do partial OIDC config, and then OIDC config. So you can use type utilities in here to create a new type, but you cannot typedef something and then extend it by adding more stuff. So I couldn't do a partial, I couldn't do typedef OIDC config and then say, well, here's OIDC config full, and then go and add more properties. Can't do this. But you can also do this. You could do OIDC config, say base, and whoops, and then OIDC config optional. You could do that. And this would be valid to do. And then there's one more thing you can do, which you can do at callback, which should be the same as at typedef function, but it isn't. So there's that bit there. Anyway, let me get rid of all this. Okay, string, and then these string like that. I'm going to replace with array string. Okay, why is this syntax not valid? Is it because we need it to be like this? I mean, if the other syntax is valid, maybe I should just use that more. Oh no, I think the reason I do it this way is because this is consistent when you have other subtypes, so subtype of a promise and stuff like that. So I think that's why I prefer this syntax. Okay, well, I'm going to call that good. All right, so here I'm going to do at returns OIDC config, and then I'm going to say it's a partial OIDC config because we don't know. There is, well, this is kind of what I want to do. There's an OIDC config base, and then that's always going to have issuer, authorization, token, and user, and then JWKS URI, may or may not exist. Yeah, we'll just call it this. If we need to partial it at some point in the future, we will. I'm just going to say, because not all of them have all of these. All right, so then we can have a string discovery path, and this can be optional. And then let's, what do we call this git config? Fetch well known or bespoke OIDC configuration. Discover from the well-known or a bespoke path. Okay, so that's kind of annoying. I really don't like that we're doing that, but it's what must be done. Okay. All right, so I'm updating this. Git config. Where do I use this at? All right. Plugin ops dot discovery path. Blah. Just makes me sick. And we gotta pass this in all over the place. It's supposed to just be one simple parameter. Now it's got options that it has to take. Okay. So with that, then maybe, fingers crossed. Well, I don't know. Okay, we got another problem because, let's see, where's the responses here? Does this handle the responses? This does not. I don't think this actually handles the responses. So the other problem that we have is that an OIDC, OIDC defines what the response is supposed to look like. And Intuit has this thing called Realm ID that's basically part of the authentication. I think it essentially defines the organization. And it has to be passed in somewhere. Okay, so there's generate auth URL. It's got to be passed in a lot of places. It doesn't have to be passed in for user endpoint though. Okay, so redirect to auth URL. Read code params. So that's going to read the code, but I'm pretty sure all right, request token. Let me go double check. Let's go double check in the QuickBooks code, the Intuit code. How is this done? Where's the token endpoint? Okay, code, grant type, redirect URI. So this does not require realm ID. But we get back the realm ID. Okay, so let's follow this to completion. So we're going to request a token. OIDC response. We're going to set that. And this may not work because I don't think that they sign their tokens properly. So even if I get this fixed, I have to actually look at the token. Okay, let's do this. Let's go through here. Let's take a look at their tokens. So actually, I've already got one up here in the URL. So let's just break this down. Sandbox token, so I don't care who sees it right now. All right, and I'm going to, for just such occasions, there's two tools that I have. One is called key pairs. Another, I just have a little copy and paste snippet on the root blog for how to parse a JWT. So here's the full source for parsing a JWT. Whoops. Ah. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, this is weird. The Chrome debugging tools are getting wonky. They're trying to get too fancy. Parse JWT, JWT. Does it parse? It does not. Yep. Okay, so yeah, this is not so I think they're trying to do JWT. I think what may be happening is that in their particular case, they are just malformed. So if we go back up here, I'm just going to get rid of this dot here and then run it and see what we get. Yeah. Whoops. Nope. Okay. So they are 100% not OIDC compatible. They should not in any way, shape, or form be claiming OIDC compatibility. Because they've got their own proprietary thing that they're doing for their tokens, for their discovery URL. Okay, but just, I don't know, can we humor me here? Yeah. All right, let's see if I can just get maybe this point. Is this... What the heck are they doing? So this would be ASCII to binary. Nope. All right, not correctly encoded. Let me go back here. So URL 64 to base 64. I'm just gonna see if I can hacky do in any way, shape, or form. Okay. This is their wonky do token. So could we do A to B and then pass in, say, this snippet. Because that, the way it starts, it looks like it wants to be a JWT. So I think they're doing a mix and match. Algorithm, what the heck is that? What? Yeah. That's not part of any OIDC that I'm familiar with. I mean, OIDC, I think it's supposed to be public-private key pair. Okay, so let's go to this next piece here. Where does it end? Okay, that is way too short to be a proper SHA sum. Okay, so no idea what that is. Yeah, this is all just bespoke crap. This is not OIDC. It's OIDC-ish. It has some pieces, but this is just flat out unstandard OAuth2. Let me see. Is there any way? What if I just do jwt.split? How many pieces do we end up with here? That first piece, some second piece, some third piece, some fourth piece. Algdir. I don't think that's a thing. But I'm wondering... I do have a small suspicion, which is that this could be a form of... It's actually encrypted, which Jose has a standard for this already. I mean, maybe I might be wrong. I might be wrong on this one. This could actually be part of OIDC that I've never seen before, because I'm used to public-private key pair encryption, because you already have encryption over HTTPS, so it doesn't make sense to add encryption into a token that the server is going to be able to decode anyway. And the browser would be able to use regardless of whether or not, what data would you have in here. So I think what might be going on here is it may actually be using the client secret to actually encrypt the data using some sort of hash. So what this could be right here is this could be the, I forget what it's called. It's data that whenever you, what is it called? It's not the salt, but it's basically a salt. AES salt. Initialization vector. That's what it's called. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not. I'm just gonna do a search real quick for this, but I don't think this is a thing in OIDC. Maybe it is. Okay. All right, so what is this part then? All right, so this is new to me. So apparently this is part of the Jose spec. I stand corrected. This is just a part I've never seen because I don't know why this would be useful. We already have HTTPS. Why would you send an encrypted token over an encrypted protocol? All right. What is content encryption key? Okay, so the content encryption key is not included. All right. So this data is encrypted. And then you have the key ID. Okay. Is that what we're saying? No. Authentication tag. So that's the hash. Ciphertext initialization vector. Okay. So this is new to me. I have never seen this deployed before. And I don't feel like building tools for it right now. So my OIDC module is not powerful enough for this. But I may still use this in my Intuit module. So let's do this. Oh. Yes. When should I leave? Okay. All right. I'll go. Oh. Thank you. Okay. All right. Love you. Bye. Okay. So I'm going to have to go here in a few minutes. I'm sorry, I forgot what I was doing. All from the wife. What's going on? Okay, I was hitting. Oh, okay, I had my fingers on the wrong row on the keyboard. I thought I was hitting Q, but I was hitting something else. All right, let's look at this again. OIDC, allow custom discovery, bespoke. Allow a non-standard discovery URL for Intuit. All right, and then I'll just go ahead and approve this for myself. New optional param discovery path to do documents. Yeah, should this be sorry, bogeys. Got a bogey on your 6. Wait, there's 3 files changed? Oh, that was just happenstantial. That's going to happen anyway. Okay, so what I'm going to do here. Check out LibAuth, git push. We're going to do git push. Oh, that's weird. This started from that? Wow. Okay, so then git checkout, what? OIDC, allow. Okay, good. Okay, I know that this is up to date, so I'm just going to force push over that because they got out of sync somehow. Okay, so along with allowing that bespoke discovery, what documentation do I need to change? Where are these plugin ops defined? So that's kind of a problem. So interesting thing, it seems during the day the wind mostly blows that way. That way. That way. But in the evening it mostly blows that way. It's probably normal. Just don't know how the earth works, you know? Ah, crap. Okay. Huh. Oops, that's not what I meant to do, but that's what I did. Whatever. Okay, so this is just going to be chore. Whoop. YDC, remove, redundant requires. What? What? Oh, because I modified stuff next to it as well. Is that why it's upset? Okay, there we go. Fine. Push it that way. All right. So we don't have documentation for that, it seems. Let me see if there's something in particular that the Google one's using. What is the Google one doing? Google one's got client secret. Okay, that makes sense. Let me see. Is there any place where we document... Oops. Client secret. Okay, in types.js. Let's take a look at that. OAuth2 middleware ops. Okay, I know how we do this. I just learned this. So what we're going to do is this is going to be OIDC plugin ops. Oh, wait. So what we're doing here is we're going to say that there's going to be some type OIDC plugin ops, and we can have a superset of that. And any superset of that can be considered to be T. Actually, I don't even think we need to do that here. Yeah, because this never complains about a superset anyway. So we can just leave it like this, I'm pretty sure. So we can just typedef this, and then give it at property, string, issuer. Let's just take a look at what's used here. Let that be our guide. We've got discovery path, we've got redirect URI. Let's see. Redirect URI. So we are doing camel case on these. Actually, let me just get, we'll do it this way. Discovery path. We're just going to do it this way. Plugin ops lib OIDC. And then we'll just do blah.txt here. Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm AJ. Feel free to ask questions. Yeah. Okay, so this brings us to... None of those are special. Let's just do... I'm just going to add commas at the end of everything because it seems like more things have commas than not. So if we just add a comma at the end of everything, then I can just use a pattern to get rid of everything after the commas. So let's say comma dot star, nothing. Boom. All right, now I can take this and sort -u, and there's my unique list, so I don't have to do a lot of mental work. All right, so now that I've got my sort -u, let's just look at that. So auth query, then we'd have to have another type. It's going to be OIDC auth query, which who knows what the letter L that is. Let me go take a look real quick and see if I've got any objects out of sign rec query. So I think that actually can be an any. I think that that is okay. It can be basically an any object because that is arbitrary. Well, what it is it is a string map. Oh, and I need to go in just a second. So I'll get back on once I get back. So this is going to be object.string auth query. That's what that's going to be. Then of course we're going to have client ID. Oh, now that I've actually got these in here, I should just be able to, yeah, I can just tab to complete them. So auth query, technically, alphabetically, that goes first. Issuer discovery URL, redirect client ID, client secrets, discovery path, issuer, redirect URI. Okay, there we go. And then now we can, yeah, have that there. Let's see if anything doesn't match. Oh, where did this become? OIDC ops. OIDC ops. Ah, okay. Alright, alright. Do we need to do that one too then? Let's do that one too real quick. OIDC ops. Looks like claims is the only one. And then claims, again, like auth query, claims is going to be string. I'm almost certain. Yeah, claims is string. So I'm going to check out this one. Did I change any of the actual code here? No, did not change any of the actual code. This is just docs OIDC, add OIDC, let's see, typedef for OIDC plugin ops. All right, well, I've got to head out. I will be back later. Let me see if there's anybody streaming that we can raid. Let's see, who's up? Oh, interesting. Somebody's doing mitosis. I recently heard about this. It might be good. So we're going to raid CM Griffing. What's up, Food and Study? Thanks for the follow. Yeah, like, sub, follow if you want to. Also, there's a link to the Discord that should have been popping up occasionally. Right? Oh, yeah. Right here. That's right there. That's right there. All right. So, yeah, I've got to go. So we're going to throw everybody over onto CM Griffing. I'll be interested. Somebody report back and tell me about how the mitosis goes. All right. Well, y'all, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. Adios.